Hello, it's Adam Morrison. When it comes to top-tier contracting, my go-to choice is McGillivray Environmental. I know a thing or two about excellence, and that's exactly what you'll find with Kip McGillivray and his team. They're not just any contractor, they're the best in Spokane and North Idaho. From start to finish, they ensure your project is completed with the highest quality results. With years of experience and expertise, they handle it all. New construction, meticulous repairs, asphalt paving for residential and commercial properties, excavation, and even environmental remediation. So why wait? Reach out to Kip McGillivray Environmental today by calling 208-556-6384 for your free estimate. Don't forget to mention my name, Adam Morrison, and experience the difference McGillivray Environmental brings to the table. Again, that's 208-556-6384, McGillivray Environmental. My number one choice for all my contracting needs.
It's time for Home Team Rewards. Zag fans, get your Bulldog branded ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card, the only card where you can earn rewards for everyday purchases while giving back to Gonzaga University. Choose from a Visa Rewards card with a lower rate or a Premier Rewards card with maximum rewards. With no annual fees, card control, and next-level security, you can spend smart from tap to app. Zags, rejoice! Find your card at iccu.com/GoZags on approved credit.
Welcome to The Perimeter, Season 5, Episode 9, presented by McGillivray Environmental, Idaho Central Credit Union, and M4 CPA. Great episode. Today, we're recapping the Kentucky game, and then talking about the previous Seattle with UCLA. Haven't won a Climate Pledge the last 3 times. Renewed rivalry, or a new rivalry, I guess you could say, kind of new, but we've played them, this is going to be, I think, year 6 in a row. Either in the tournament or just meeting up. Then we'll talk about North Florida. We won by 51. There's my recap on North Florida. Poor guys. You know what I mean? Like, that was a brutal one. Oddly enough, and I'm just going to say this, and obviously we're not like a gambling podcast, but I always glance at the numbers just because it's fun. The number was 47 last night.
Yep.
And they covered. And it's just crazy that Vegas is like that. In tune.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. And I'm just watching the game. I'm like, this is insane that somebody probably bet the over and sweating the last 2 minutes of this, because it's all about the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just it's fascinating how good Vegas is. Like, you know, when you just look at the thing, you're like, wow. Anyway, Nashville, right? So we have this six year games, 6 years in a row that we made with Calipari. With Kentucky. So this is year 4. Then I think we play them next. I think is it at home, and then we go one more neutral, or it's vice versa. I know they get to play in McCarthy I think either the last year or next year, which is cool because we played them at Rupp. And so, you know, this is part of the leg because we played them in the battle in Seattle or whatever it's called last year and Climate Pledge, and they came all the way back. We were up 18 at halftime, and that was one of the harder losses we've ever had. We talked about that. It was a kind of a turning point for our team. Obviously, we made the NCAA tournament, had a great year, but it was like a lot of question marks. And it was Mark Pope's first year. Obviously, the history with BYU. He's had, when you say success against Gonzaga and the WCC, you have to put a little asterisk by it. Never won the league. You know, they never won the league, obviously, like regular season or conference tournament. But he usually found a way at least once every second year or once every year to beat us if they played us 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like make it really difficult. They beat us on senior night a few times. And so it was always one of those deals that he was very familiar with our program. We were familiar with him. And so like last year, that one really just stung from the sense that we were up so much. We haven't had a lot of success. I talked about it on the last previous episode. People were like, there was parents getting into it with Kentucky fans, former like Gonzaga parents, like because there were some out of line fans, and it got heated after that game because it was trash talking, and I'm not kidding. Like looking behind me, like during like timeouts, like, did that guy just really say that to Andrew Nemhard's dad, you know, and then Nemhard's dad's like, yeah, I mean, like there was, and then like Ben Gregg's dad got it with something because they were being out of line, and it was one of those games. You know what I'm saying? So like it was like, I wonder how that's going to go this year in Nashville. And so obviously we were coming off the Michigan blowout, and I think it was Jalen Rose who said it on TNT's broadcast, and he was exactly right. Like, Michigan's great, and again, this is never, we're not an excuse, blah blah blah, but there are reasons for poor play. Michigan is absolutely terrific. Their personnel is great. I love their coach. I love their style. But we did play 3 games in 3 nights. You're never going to do that, right? And even the NCAA tournament, you get a night off, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you never do that ever again. So that had something to do with the way we performed. Now, is Michigan probably a better team right now? Probably. But my point is, if we play them again, I wouldn't see us losing by 40 is what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
We don't look like we're running through, sand water or whatever, like pond scum. So coming off that game, it was kind of nice that we had, 9 days or whatever. Guys got to go home, reset. And then when they came back to practice, from what I was told, it was like probably like 2 of the hardest days they've had since the fall.
Oh, wow.
Which was terrific, kind of to reset, the what our standards are. Now, were we tired? Yes. But was our effort bad a lot of times defensively? Yes. It was terrible, like getting back on defense and all that stuff. Like, you can be tired but still try to do the right things. We were doing a lot of the not right things. So what I'm leading up to is going into this Kentucky game, it was never a must-win situation, but it was a gut-checked opportunity for our guys, win or lose, but how are you going to come out and represent the university and play? And, sometimes that gets overused, but when you get blown out and then you don't do the little things that you normally do, you usually get an A+ on, then it really matters to see. And that's what I was curious to see right away. It's like, okay, obviously this team is well coached, and you could tell the chemistry that we have, but they haven't been blown out yet. Or you know what I mean? Or beaten, but just like taken to the woodshed, all those things. And so it was a curious spot, and the start the game couldn't have gotten off any better. Like, we're just flying around. It looked like the Zags culture, whatever you want to describe it, that everybody knows and loves. And we just got off to a great start, and we're just flying around and moving the ball, attacking the glass, all those things that you hope for when you come off a loss. What was interesting was, and we'll get into the total points, but Graham Ike was 0 for 9 against Michigan, had the 1 point, worst game of his career. Didn't look right, didn't look healthy. And then he starts the game 0 for 3. And I was like, oh man, maybe he's hurt. And I mean that in a nice way. It was like, maybe there's something bothering him. He's not telling anybody. He's being a tough ass. But sometimes if you're hurt, you're hurt. But he ends up going 6 of 10 with 17 points in the first half with 7 rebounds. So my point is, you got to commend that kid for starting off really bad again. So then that's 0 for his last 12. If you're going to take the previous game, obviously finishing the half off the way he did. It's funny when in basketball, once you see one go in, when it just changes for somebody's confidence. And that's a real thing. They talk about it on broadcasts all the time, but as a player, it's so true. Like, if you're struggling, or just get a layup or a tip in or go to the free throw line, like all those things matter. And he just got one to go down, and then he was rolling after that. Got low post touches, was getting his jump hook game going, hit a couple 12-footers. Was terrific on the glass, like I said. And so I commend him to really kind of spark us going in that first half. Braden was terrific as well, as 4 for 5, 9 points. Braden Smith off the bench was awesome. He has 5 rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 turnover, 7 points off the bench when St. Cyprien gets in foul trouble. So commend that kid as well on sticking with it, being ready to play. He's obviously a veteran type player. He's been in the program for now 2 years, obviously redshirting last year, but it's not easy when somebody takes your spot and then, I mean, people will say, well, you should always be ready. Well, it's just having the maturity to stay ready and not pout is what I'm trying to get at. He was terrific off the bench in the first half. We shot 50%, 17 to 34. We were +5 on the glass, 12 assists, only 4 turnovers, more Gonzaga-like. And when I get into this is not like us trying to make little clips about Kentucky or, shit on a program, but they looked absolutely lifeless in that first half. Part of it was how good we were running.
Right.
But 5 of 31 from the field, 3 of 20 from downtown. Obviously, like I mentioned, -5 on the glass. 3 assists, 8 turnovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ugly. And I've never seen a broadcast, because I didn't travel. I watched the game in full. I didn't travel. My daughter had her first game of her senior year, so I wanted to be there for that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a college broadcast show like fans like cussing cussing at the players when they're going to the locker room. Like they showed it like 3 times on the broadcast. It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. And usually they don't do that in college games because you can hear the boos, but usually the prevailing thought is they're amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
So you always give college kids a little bit of leeway, and this could go out a different discussion at a different time, but now they're getting paid. I've always wondered, well, can we criticize them a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with showing, but I mean, they showed like 2 fans like, F you guys suck. Like, you could you could feel the uneasiness through the television.
You really could.
You really could.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy because, from, talking to Huddy, he was like, dude, there was like 18,000 that holds like 19. He's like, it was all blue.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good traveling section of fans because it's a great town to go to. But I've never seen a blue blood program get like booed off the floor. And sometimes you have bad first halves. Obviously, we had one against Michigan. We just talked about it.
Yeah.
But they were like lifeless defensively. The ball was not moving. It was all bad shots at the end of the shot clock. It was bad.
They only scored 2 points in the first 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, they made their first field goal like 9.5 minutes into the game
Yeah.
or something like Huddy read the stat last night. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt bad in the sense that Mark Pope looked like completely defeated. And this is in the first half.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you go to these neutrals, because a lot of times some of these fans are not they're diehards in the sense, but they're out of towners. So this is the only game they're going to go see. And if you go shit the bed, they're going to be really pissed. Like, I paid $600 to get in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you get that aspect of it. But I mean, proud of our guys, but it was also like, whoa, I was a little bit stunned in just the effort from Kentucky. And again, we're not trying to clip this and make something where we're just, these guys are terrible. It's like, I was just shocked of how lifeless they were defensively. So then you go, okay, let's get in the first half. We're talking from Kentucky standpoint. We're down 23. Shit, we were down 18 last year, guys.
Right.
We got them right where we want them. You know what I mean? And I thought about that. I wonder if how many Gonzaga fans thought that too. So I was watching the game. I was like, well, shit, they did come back last year.
Yeah.
And it is obviously entirely possible, but this looks different. Like last year, we shot the snot out of it. They were still like running hard. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay. And no different in the second half. It was an absolute bloodbath. What do we do in the second half? We go 19 of 29, so 66%. 6 of 7 from downtown, so 9 of 18. Positive sign, obviously, for our guys making shots. We didn't shoot it well against Michigan, 3 of 22.
Right.
Against Maryland and in Alabama, I think we shot in the mid-40s. So, again, I'll say it all day long. It's a make-or-miss league. It's the old NBA adage, and I say it all the time. You can run all your actions. We all run great actions. You can have great offensive coaches like Coach Few and the staff. If guys don't make the shot, doesn't matter, right? So, like, shot making is a real thing, especially winning big-time games. It sounds so simplistic as a basketball person, but I'll go back to that clip with Kevin Durant on the starting five. I don't know if you're listening to this, it's you have a basketball kid or just like hoops in general watching on Netflix. It follows like Kevin Durant, I think James Harden, and just kind of they did it earlier. The first one was Sabonis like 2 seasons ago, whatever.
Right.
So it's the same show, but they follow Kevin Durant, and the reason why I'm telling is going to get to my point. He talks about defense versus offense, and he's like, look, anybody can run around and guard somebody. He's like, can you make shots? And he goes, that's how you win championships. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You got to make fucking shots. It's so true. You got to make them, and our guys have done that the last 3 out of the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Our effort was absolutely terrific. We go plus, let's see here, plus 12 on the glass. That's obviously against a really big Kentucky team. Graham Ike was terrific. Goes for 28 and 10. So he started 0 for 3. He was 11 out of his last 15. So really turned it around. Great bounce back game from the Michigan stinker he had.
Yes.
This is the worst game he's probably played in his entire life, and that's not a knock. But like if he probably thinks back to when he was 7th grade on, he's like, man, I probably never missed every shot and only had a point. You know what I mean? Like he's a Division I basketball player. So usually 90% of the time, D1 players were good in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th. You know what I mean? Like it's very rare that they late bloom. Like obviously late boom body wise, but they're usually pretty good. Braden Huff was terrific. Has 29 11 from the field. Obviously extremely efficient. Braden Smith again backed it up. Had a great second half. Has 11, 4, 7. 6 rebounds, terrific smallest guy on the floor, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers. Inocente was terrific. I know this is a weird line, but you got to give him credit. He goes 2 for 2, makes a 3, has 5 points. He has 6 rebounds, 6 assists, no turnovers.
Yeah.
He's played well. He's like I think the number Huddy said last night, he's like 10 for 21 or something like that from 3 this season. He's like right under 50%.
Wow. Yeah.
So everybody, and I've said it, and again, this is not patting myself on the back. I said it. I go, he can shoot. He just only took 1 or 2 a game last year. Like you guys can't judge it, but just look how it's coming out of his hand. How many times does he get it? When does he get at the end of shot clock and he has to rush it, and that's the only shot he gets? Well, he can't shoot. It's like he has the ability. It just helps his entire game. It helps him stay on the floor.
Absolutely.
He went back in the starting lineup. I think that was the right move. He's just a glue guy. But it's nice to watch the kid be successful. You know, that big game against Maryland where he had 5 threes or whatever. So he strung together a good, counting the the Thanksgiving tournament. He's been terrific. Adam Miller was good. He needed a good one. He had 11 points, 3 of 5 from downtown. He needed the ball to go through the basket as well.
Yeah.
He's played better of late. So, yeah, I mean, we go 36 of 63. What is that? 57%. Obviously, 50 from 3, 9 of 18. 81% from the free throw line. I mentioned the glass. 24 assists, only 9 turnovers. That's terrific. Poor Kentucky goes 16 of 60.
Wow.
That is 26% from the field and 7 of 34 from 3, 20%. They kind of stayed in the game from the free throw line. They go 20 of 26, but just absolutely lifeless. Like I said, just absolute booze. You guys are terrible. Mark Pope looked absolutely defeated. His post-game press conference, he looked like, I felt bad for him in this, just a sporting sense. Everybody gets blown out, but something's wrong with that basketball team. Just as from an effort standpoint. He can obviously coach. Okay? Yeah. He can. So that's not the debate, in my opinion. It's an effort thing. Obviously, I don't know the locker room. I don't know the personnel enough. But you can have too many. Too many guys that think they're the man type of thing on a team, and that's what it looks like to me, just from the periphery. Like, here's the danger of like NIL and the transfer portal from a sense of trying to form a team. Not everybody's going to want to do their role. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Or some guys are just going to like, I'm not too good for that. I'm already looking out the door. Maybe that's not happening, but that's just the periphery for me. Like, they have guys that are all probably getting a good chunk of NIL, high-level recruits, high-level transfers, and he's trying to get them to play team basketball, and it is not clicking at all. And I think they're 5-4. So the reason I'm going into that is, when we have these wins, you obviously – when we get these wins early in the season, you're always like, come on, please play good like Creighton in Oklahoma. Come on, you go Blue Jays and go Sooners, you know, because you want them to turn into quad one wins down the stretch. The Kentucky one, man, they're going to walk into that SEC. It's a good conference.
Yeah.
They got to figure it out, just from our standpoint. But yeah, man, it looked shaky. Just like lifeless as far as like, and he was trying everybody off the bench too. I mean, there was like four bigs that got in the game. You know what I mean? Like where he was just trying guys. Nothing, man. I mean, it was air balls. It was like ring around the rosy with not trying to get in the paint. You know what I mean? Just not making plays for each other and then jack up like a contested 22-footer at the end of the shot clock and then no rebounding position. It was bad, man. I mean, and again, this is not us to clip it. I'm just giving you my opinion on what I saw, and it was like, holy snikes, man. This team looks lost right now. I know it's early and you have plenty of time to figure it out, but he needs to find 7 guys that are bought in.
Yeah.
And if the other 5 are not, screw you. Go ahead and transfer, because it's Big Blue won't take that.
No, they won't. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They won't sit there idly.
The one thing that was mentioned multiple times in the broadcast is the NIL money, that they have a payroll of like $22 million.
It's crazy.
And the one thing I thought about whole time is just like, obviously this doesn't matter. You can throw money at basketball players. You've got to make a team gel.
Yep. It's a great point. Like it's just like anything in life, it's education or whatever. People just think if you throw money at it, it solves it. It's like, no, you got to do it the right way first, then throw money at it. But the solution has got to be right, and it don't look right.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a deal that is the argument against, the NIL world where it's just like, well, we got to come up with $20 million every year. Like, no, you don't. Mm-hmm. Now, and if you're a Kentucky booster, there's a booster at any level. I don't care what school you're at, football, basketball. What if you're asked to write that check, not for $20 million, but write a $500,000, $1 million check every year, and this is what you get? Eventually, don't you just say like, fuck this?
Yeah.
Unless you're like so wealthy, or you're just like such a diehard combo of both that it's basically a 501(c)(3) for you, and you just don't, just get rid of it, so you don't have to pay the feds the money.
Right.
Some people do that.
Yeah,
like
sure.
I just donate something so I don't have to pay it in taxes, which I that's how charities work. So I don't have nothing against that either. But like, what do you do? You know what I mean? What are you sitting there like that? This looks terrible. So yeah, man. Like, and for their sake and for our sake, hopefully they turn around this year because they have the talent. But 22 big ones on the roster that didn't play hard at all.
Yeah,
it looked bad.
Yeah,
bad on television. I was like, you could feel it was like again, we're not doing this because Michigan. I bet you the Michigan podcast could do this. Obviously we weren't booing them out of the gym in Vegas, but they could do a whole podcast like how bad we looked. But obviously we're 9-1 or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking about like the secondhand embarrassment I felt.
Yeah.
Just watching on television. Did you feel bad for the kids? Like literally kind of felt bad. I felt bad for the kids because they were getting booed out. Like I've been booed like that when I was in Charlotte, like a couple games where we were terrible and bad performances. Like it's not fun, man. Yeah. And it's like it's the most helpless feeling, and it's hard not to be like, F you too, man. But people paid good money, and this is the effort you give, so you get it. But these are amateurs, to quote unquote, technically. I don't know if you say that anymore, but
right. I mean, I imagine in Kentucky world, like they listen to podcasts, they listen to the radio, they have heard this NIL number, and I'm sure they're not happy. I'm sure they're just frustrated because this wasn't their first loss, like you said. So
no, I mean they're 5-4 now, I believe.
Yeah,
going to be firmly outside the top 25, and then Ken Palm's not going to be great. So again, they looked terrific last year. They were a good basketball team last year. It's hard, man. So like, do you obviously there's plenty of season, plenty of time to turn around, but do you sit there and go, all right, man, let's cut our NIL down to 15 and we're going to pay more to less guys but also we're gonna like we need to basically like look some of these kids in the eyes and be like, this is the role you're going to play. If you don't like it, don't accept the money. We'll pay you a little bit more, but like we need 7, 8 guys that literally 3 of them are fine with being ball swingers, getting rebounds, just playing normal team hoops. You know what I mean? Because it just looks like the ball's sticky. No effort. I mean, there were so many times where we just like, obviously we pushed the ball, but it was like not like breakneck speed. And there's like, oh, there's not anybody in front of me. Crossover, layup. You know what I mean? Or like jump stop. Oh, Graham and Braden are at like literally 3 feet. Here you go. Turn around, layup. Like, I mean, Graham played great, but a lot of it was like turn around, like, shit, there's nobody guarding me.
Yeah.
Layup.
I mean, we don't need to talk about North Florida at all, but like we were watching North Florida last night, like we were doing anything against them.
Yeah, they North Florida at least gave us some resistance.
That's
they
true.
tried.
Like, yeah,
they were
like,
just outmatched physically.
It is at one point Kentucky just gave up.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, for our sake, hopefully they turn it around. But I know I just went on a 10-minute rant about how poor they looked. Our guys need to be commended for getting off the scrap heap, getting your ass kicked on national television. The meme central of how bad we were, which is fine because you deserve when you lose by 40. You got to take it on the chin. But bouncing back, what was the stat? We were the first team to lose by 30 and then beat an AP team.
Yeah,
win by 30 or something like that. And I was like, where do they come up with these stats? But still, it was funny. It was like, that's kind of a cool thing to be like, yeah, we got our ass kicked and then kick somebody's ass within a week.
Yeah.
They were both ranked. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird stat.
It is a weird stat.
But so anyway, super happy for our guys, obviously, to like I said, get beat like that and come back and perform and get back on the horse. Another cliche. It's harder than it looks. And I'm happy for, well, I'm not happy, I guess the wrong word is it's cool that Coach Few has the ability to, mix and match lineups because you went with Steele Venters and Inocente back in the starting lineup for that game. But, they had like the kind of a 2-3 day like gut check time at practice. And sometimes you need that as a player. If anybody's ever played any sport, you get a little lackadaisical and sometimes you need to be woken up. Sometimes you get cussed out. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to watch film and get cussed out. And it's the hardest thing to learn early as like a freshman coming into big time college sports. But I was lucky enough to be taught it early that, hey, the eye in the sky doesn't lie. So if you think you're doing it right, here's what it looks like on tape. And that's what it looks like to your coach. And when they chew you out, you better just sit there and take it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to complain about it, then don't play big time sports. So yeah, our guys were terrific. It's a great bounce back game. Hopefully it turns into, a quality win. It's still a quality win from the standpoint of a big time program, traveling, bouncing back, all those things we just mentioned. But it was, you got a little bit of, secondhand embarrassment for those kids. I did.
Yeah,
it's not
totally.
a knock, and we're just telling, like I said, telling it like it is. But watching on television, it's like, are they really like MFing these kids walking off the floor?
Yeah.
Like, they're college kids, man.
That's I just think any fan who does that is taking it very too seriously.
I know. And again, this is not we're not sitting here on some moral high ground that we don't get pissed off at our teams. But I've never had the urge to like cuss out an athlete for poor performance.
Right.
You can be pissed off about it. But that's where, and this is a longer discussion. You can have it at a different time. Is where gambling comes in. That's probably what it was. Whatever the over/under on the first half, they definitely weren't on the over.
Right.
And there's probably guys there. If you go to the game, you're like, shit. Let's put $100 on each half. Like, you guys are degens. Like, I like to play poker, so I get it. I don't gamble on sports, but I get like the wanting the action. And within the first 4 minutes, you're like, "Fuck! I just lost $500 in the first half, or whatever it is."
Yeah, that's one thing I've never been able to relate to. I've never spent money on. I've never gambled on sports either. So like, it's just I've never gotten that angry. I've gotten angry at like fantasy players, but like not like where I'm like gonna like
You just
message them on Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's what 100%. I've been angry Chelsea Football Club in years past when we had our run. That was the only time I've ever been like super pissed at like a team, like legitimately like mad. And part of it wasn't their fault. I think it was 2009, the Iniesta goal against Chelsea at home. We were up 1-0 and we should have went to the Champions League final. We got totally fucked. Iniesta had like it was just gross. Like, and Essien had a wonder goal in the first half, and we were just trying to.
Yeah,
I'm still pissed about it. And then there was 2 handballs late in the game they didn't call. It was just a travesty. But that was when Barcelona won the treble, so one of the all-time Davis teams. But that was the only time I felt a need to yell at an athlete. I've yelled at one other athlete, Steven Gerrard, at a Sounders game because he played at Liverpool, and I'm a Chelsea fan. And, I gave him a good line too. I won't say it on air, but he turned around and looked because it was that good. So I got him, but it was only because I like Chelsea. But other than that, like, I've never yelled at somebody for poor performance. I was yelling at another opposing player.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was hostile, man. And I was talking to Huddy about it, and our Mark Livingston, our boss, and he's just like, yeah, dude, you just feel the uneasiness. Like, you can just feel the hostility. And like I said, Big Blue, man, that's a different ball of wax. And it's funny. Cal sitting there with Arkansas, like, miss me yet? You know,
right.
He did it right after this, like, what's so bad after all, was I? You know what I mean? Like, so that's the other parts. Like, it's kind of funny. But
well, I gotta imagine the stress of that is just like being Mark Pope and like deal with that and like deal with a loss. Like you're trying to have a bounce back game against us, and then come and score 2 points in the first 8 minutes and like just totally lay an egg. I only to be a fly on the wall in the next practice. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, like what route do you take?
Yeah.
That's the other question. You know, because as a coach, I'm sure he's done you guys got to play harder. It's about what's in the front of the jersey and the back of the jersey. Okay, all right, move on. Then the next one's like, hey, let's build them up. Let's love on them. Mm-hmm. That didn't work. And then, okay, so then the next time we're going to dog cuss them. Well, maybe that didn't work. So like sometimes you run out of options, and then sometimes you just go in and be like, it's about what you guys want to accomplish, and then kind of turn around and walk away, and like players only or whatever meeting, or they just look at it and be like, hey, you know, there's going to be, I know you guys are getting paid or whatever, but like we're going to play 7 guys, and I don't really care. Like just literally like I don't care. Your parents could call me your AU coach, your agent. I don't care. If you don't figure it out, I'm not playing you.
Right.
And that usually, for me, is kind of, you know, it's like the old Bobby Knight quote. And I don't know, it just came up with my algorithm, though. It was funny. It's like the greatest motivator is a player's behind. Ass meets bench, bench goes to body, body goes to brain. And then you're like, oh, shit, I needed to figure it out. More or less. And that's about the only Bobby Knight praise I'll ever give. Anyway, what else you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, let's get to the McGillivray environmental player of the game. I mean, it has to be Ike.
Yeah.
Like he just turned a corner in that game. But what I want to, you kind of talked about it, the scoring 1 point to then having this breakout game.
Yeah.
As a player, like that's a tough thing to bounce back from, especially for someone who's never probably scored just 1 point in the game, aside from maybe his freshman year when he wasn't maybe playing much. Yeah,
I think he just did a terrific job. Like I said, because he was 0 for 9 against Michigan, and Michigan was terrific. We beat it over the head. But then to start 0 for 3, so you're 0 for your last 12.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You start thinking about it. Man, shit, I haven't made a shot in forever. You know, and he's around the rim too, obviously. So to have that and then still, like he goes 11 for 15 the rest of the game and just control the inside paint and then get low paint touches because Kentucky's got NBA bodies.
Yeah.
So that's the other part. It's not like he was, doing it against inferior physical talent. Like he was doing it against 7-footers. Is terrific. So, from a player standpoint, I think it's really difficult to flush those things out, but to be a Division I basketball player or a pro, you have to be able to have supreme confidence in yourself, flush it out and move on. And obviously, too, what's nice about our program is you can have a shitty game like that against Michigan, you could start off good. Guarantee nobody was rolling their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still going to them. Like, let's go, man. Like, you're good. Some places won't jump off the ship right away, but some guys, I throw it to him again. He's 0 for 12. You know what I mean? Like this. I played on teams like that.
Right.
But I've been on teams like, no, man, we're going to you until you start putting it in the basket. Like, we believe in you. You know what I mean? We're throwing it to you. F that. Get going. And so he was terrific. And obviously our energy was terrific, but when he's rolling, he's kind of our general as far as the physicality and cussing at dudes and all that stuff. We need that. So, yeah, he's definitely the foundation player of the week. Great bounce back for him.
Do you, when in that 9 days off from the last game, they kept on talking on the TV about, like, he's pumped himself up. He's, reading the press clippings. He's, coach is probably telling him, like, hey, you scored 1 point. Like, we got to have is that how Coach Few works? Like, is he pushing you like that, or is it more of, like, assistant coaches that are? That's
a good question. I think in the past, he maybe have been more like that as far as, like, you need to deliver for us. But when I played, how do I say this? We all had, like, our own coach. There was the guards coach, there was the bigs coach, and Fewy. So that's kind of how it works. Yeah. So it depends on who your guy is. But, like, Leon Rice, who's now at Boise State, loved playing for Leon. Used to make, we never knew this, but he'd make, like, fake press clippings and put them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they looked real, and just a thing of a, like the Willow, Walnut Creek Times or something. You don't know.
Right.
But he'd be like, St. Mary's guy said, and it wouldn't be outlandish, but it would be enough to be like, what the fuck? Like, Daniel Kickard said that? Fuck him. And then we got older, and I was like, yeah, no, I made all that up. Like, they weren't even covering the team.
Right.
So, like, he gets you motivated that way.
Yeah.
But I think with Graham, they probably were just like, hey, it's, bad game. They probably didn't even talk about 7-1 point. Because sometimes it depends on the personality, too, in my opinion. Like, as a player, and obviously I coach now, obviously not a Division I coach, but I coach and been around enough kids to understand there's certain personality traits that you remind them of bad play, and there's some that you probably don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And that's just, if you're a good coach, in my opinion, you have the ability to do both. You have to understand when they're, certain kids can get yelled at. Certain kids get motivated by playing shitty. Some kids don't want to hear about it because it might give them anxiety and put it in their head. So we don't even want to talk about last game.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what you can get better at, but we're not going to be like, got to make those 6-footers.
Yeah.
You're going to make the next 6-footer. You're going to make the 12-footer next time. Right? So I think, to go on your point, I think it's more personality-based, but I know, like, for me, Graham, you could be like, you were really shitty against Michigan. He already knows that. And be like, yeah, fuck you too. And that might probably get him going.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't. He's a vet. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's certain guys that you don't have to do things for. Like, you just don't have to. And, like, that's the beauty of having good players. You don't have to hold their hands. You don't have to. Or if they, like, want it, like, he sat out the North Florida game. Guarantee if we were playing a big-time conference game, he would have played.
Yeah.
But they were probably like, you're a little bit gimpy, like, take the night off. You deserve the night off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take a couple days off practice. Get on the bike, still get cardio. Obviously in the NBA it's different, but, I played around a lot of veterans that barely practiced this season, but their bodies needed it, but they didn't really need the reps. They would still show up. They still would be there involved, but they just go to the training table.
Yeah.
And it didn't bother anybody. He's just like, oh, he's been playing for 12 years. He knows what he's doing. He's obviously in tune with us. Who cares? It's no different with, when Graham's a 6-year player in college basketball, right? So I think he has enough motivation within himself to kind of figure out when he has a bad game and bounce back for it. But it was a terrific bounce back game.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely.
The Perimeter will be right back after a word from our sponsor.
M4 CPA is a family-owned accounting firm passionate about helping businesses and their owners create a secure future for their families. They pride themselves on the quality of their work and put their clients first, ensuring they get the attention and care they deserve. Their mission is to provide exceptional accounting services to help you achieve your financial goals. M4 CPA is all about building long-term relationships based on trust, integrity, and transparency. With a team of experienced professionals, they offer personalized solutions to meet your needs. If you're a Perimeter listener, here's an exclusive offer for you. Mention the Perimeter Podcast when you reach out to M4 CPA and get a free business consultation to assess your financial strategies. So, if you're looking for an accounting firm that truly cares about your business, trust M4 CPA. Accounting you can trust with a personal touch. Learn more at m4cpa.com.
All right. Well, let's talk about our M4 CPA stat of the week.
Yes.
Through 10 games this season, Gonzaga has had 6 different starting lineups. And I don't know if that's like a big number or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting because they have been a lot of different looks, and I would love you to speak on how many different starting rosters it is. Because it has been different from last year.
Yeah, it is different because there is so much flexibility personnel-wise, especially on the perimeter. Obviously, the 2 lefties are always going to start. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, St. Cypri going in for Braden Smith was a little bit different than what people expected. And I need to say this. Braden Smith right now, I think, is 44 assists to 11 turnovers was the number I was told last night. So if anybody around town is bitching and moaning around the program, he is 4-1 on his assist to turnover ratio. And I said it from the start of the year. He needs to be a game manager quarterback, and that's not a knock. He's been terrific this year of doing exactly that. Mm-hmm. And that's not a knock. That's not saying he doesn't have the ability. He had 11 points against Kentucky. He can score the ball, but just get the ball to the right spots.
Yeah.
4-1. I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So he's been absolutely terrific. Inocente getting back in the starting lineup. I think when they first moved him out was kind of to wake him up to play better. Sometimes certain players, just to go off what we were talking about, Graham, sometimes that's how you motivate guys.
Yeah.
But I think it shows the flexibility, and you can do it personnel wise and personnel wise versus the other team. So I think it's unique. Am I a fan of it? Yes, if you have a deep roster and you're good. When you're not good and you've seen teams, they have 15 starting lineups in 20 games. Sometimes they're shitty.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So It depends on the context of how many times you do it. But obviously, Fewey and the staff obviously know more than I do on what works and what doesn't. But also, and I'm just going to say this, it might sound funny, sometimes it gives you cannon fodder to like parents and agents calling, why isn't my kid playing? Well, I started him 2 games a year. I just started him 3 games ago.
Right. That's
right.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? And sometimes that's what it is, and not completely, but sometimes that gives you the like, hey man, shut up, stop calling me. The kid's fine. He's playing 18 minutes. The other guy's playing 22. What do you want me to do?
Right.
You know, hold their hand in platoon sub. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that's it plays into that too.
Yeah.
So that's where I think it is an interesting stat. It really is, because usually, like I said, when there's multiple starting lineup changes, usually teams aren't very good. They're trying to figure out, who can play to get this thing going.
Right.
Not usually a team that's 9-1 or 10-1 or whatever the hell we are, 10th in the country or 11th in the country, 3rd in the KenPom. Pretty good, right? So it's a fascinating stat. I'm glad you brought it up because some people it's a head scratcher, but I think it's just more or less of the abundance of riches we have.
Well, last night was different, obviously, because Ike was out, and he was a one. Him and Braden are the 2 players
that started every single game.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he'll continue that because he was a scratch, so he'll start every game.
Yeah,
and Worley was terrific, and that's another great thing to have is just a skilled player like him to play the 4. But Braden was terrific last night when he had 26 or something, 24,
something like that. Yeah,
24. But anyway, I think it's unique that we have that ability. But like I said, usually it's when it's shitty teams is when it's happened so much. I think moving Inocente back makes the most sense out of all the changes. Just because he's so solid defensively. You talked about his 3-point shooting percentage. He just does everything really good. He's not great at anything. That's not a knock, but he's a good shooter, rebound. He's a good defender. He makes the right basketball play. You know what I mean? So you kind of want that. And then he's also, again, I've said at the start of the year, You don't want guys that every time you catch it, it kind of ball stops. You need guys that swing, especially with 2 All-American lefties. You gotta have guys that go, oh, he's got an angle on the block. I'm on the right side. I need to skip to my teammate, so he throws it in like the hockey assist. You got to have that.
Yeah.
And I think just having it in the starting lineup, and that's not a knock on Adam Miller or Tyon, Grant Foster, but he kind of provides that.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I mean, watching him play and the core guys play, when you watch the offense run, it's just it just runs so smoothly. They're just moving to where they need to go, where they need to set screens, where they're trying to get open. No one's doing anything. No one's just sitting there and watching.
No, no, and that's the beauty of our, of our offense. Obviously, our personnel, and then it's the modern game. It's a positionless game, not completely. And when I talk about analytics in the modern game, I'm not saying we need to shoot 35 threes and all layups. I'm still a believer in the mid-range jump shot. I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is bringing basketball back from that standpoint. I know it's an NBA level, but he makes a ton of mid-range jump shots. It's no, if you can master that shot, even be 55% on that shot, still a good shot.
Yeah.
Fucking take it. This is what the defense is giving up sometimes. And I know there's analytic people well, you're going to lose. It's not always. But also shooting 38 effing threes a night, it's not fun hoops. And
yeah.
You get long rebound. I don't know. Anyway, so I think, just having the fluidity with an Inocente and those type of guys just really helps, obviously, the offense flow. It's not just about scoring points. It's what your unit does when you're in the game. Are you a part of plus minus? That's not everything, and some people argue plus minus if it's worth it or not. But when you're in the game with your unit, is the ball moving? Is the ball going in the basket? Are you guys downhill? Well, sometimes there's guys that are part of those units that score 4 points a game. That's not saying he does, but happens in the NBA all the time. You see guys are how's that guy still in the league? He averages 6. It's yeah, because every second unit he's on, they're good. And that's why every team, good team's no, I'll take that for my third big. I'll take him right now. I'll give him $5 million a year. You know what I mean? So I think he provides that stability in the starting lineup. Yeah. We gotta give a UCLA recap. Were they 7-2? I think it's a fifth or sixth year in a row we've played them. They beat us last year at Intuit Dome, where the Clippers play. I think it was 65-62. Really ugly game, if everybody remembers. I thought we got outplayed in totality in that game. We had chances to win it then, but didn't play very good. They're up to their usual selves. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys averaging 10+ points. They shoot 48 overall, hold their opponents to 40, shoot 38 from 3, hold their opponents to 31, winning the rebound battle by 3. It's the usual Mick Cronin punch you in the mouth, slow it down a little bit, play at their pace. So I really think it's a game of just like last year and the years before when we've been successful is when we get to play at our pace. When we get to play at our pace, obviously, I think personnel-wise we're better. They could argue yay or nay, but I just think personnel-wise we're better. But when they get to play kind of drag out and slow it down, they're better at that style. Yeah. So it really is going to boil down to, can we get our bigs going inside? How do we handle the double team package? And can we make shots in Climate Pledge? Yeah. Can we make some threes? If we can make some threes, because they are going to probably double team, they are going to, grab and hold and do all the stuff that they do. And that's not a knock on them. It's just how they play. If we can't make shots, then it's really good. They're really good. Yeah. So it's an interesting club. They barely beat Eastern Washington at the start of the year. Yeah. By 6. They barely beat Pepperdine in quote unquote by 11. But they've turned it around. They just beat UW. They just beat Oregon, who we're going to play. So it's last of, I think, 2 or 3 games, counting maybe the St. Mary's, that are kind of like quad 1 types. Yeah. So it's a big opportunity for us to kind of get off the snide in Seattle. We haven't won there since, 2015 or something like that? I was going
to look at that. I believe that sounds about right, but I don't know the exact stat. I was going to bring up how last year against UCLA, I mean, they returned 3 of their starters from last year, so we're playing a similar team, and they slowed us down last year.
Yeah, 100%. That's it's they always say styles make fights. Who can employ their style? I mean, really, and it sounds very simplistic, but again, we're better skill wise than them, and that's not saying they're shitty, but we have better skilled players. But if they can play in a half court game and play, slow down and let their kind of toughness and their ball security and all those things, then they're really hard to beat. It was 65-62 or whatever it was last year or something like that.
Yeah, 65-62, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and it was like a knockdown, drag out. Remember they called like a weird, somebody got elbowed in the face and they called a foul on Ajayi. Like we had some weird calls. And it was just one of those games that, didn't feel right about it, but also it's like, hey, their style, they finally got their style to overcome, like in their pace. They got to their pace of the game, and we struggled with it. And so that's exactly what this game's going to be. Again, I could talk about some of their personnel, but it's all new.
Right.
There's barely any turnover or any similarity from last year. And like I said, they got 5 guys averaging double figures, so they play similar to us in that sense that ball's pinging around, just not as a quickest pace. And they're not scoring at a terrible rate too. They're scoring 77 a game, so it's not terrible. But against us, they want to be in the 60s. Guarantees, telling them let's 68 to 65, we're gonna be fine. But if we get in the high 70s, 80s, it's not good for us. So that's basically what it's going to be. It's going to be, I think the game's on Friday, 8:30 tip. It's going to be a late one. I know. It's kind of weird, but it's obviously that's a TV slot.
Yeah.
So hopefully we could play well. We haven't won in Seattle since 2015, I think is the number, and we're 0 for 3 in the last 3 climate pledges. Yeah. Alabama, Kentucky, UConn.
It's a good.
Get off the snide here.
We need it needs to happen eventually. And you're right. 2015 was the last time we won there.
Who would we beat? Key.
I'm not sure who it is.
I can't remember what battle in Seattle it was, but
and we get to play 2 games there this year.
We playing Seattle U there or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they joined the West Coast Conference. Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's going to be I like looking up the former Gonzaga player stats, particularly June's, and I was like, I wonder how he's doing.
Oh yeah, is he playing good?
and yeah, he's averaging 13 points a game.
Good for him.
So yeah,
I'm glad he went there. Honestly, went to a place he can play. A lot of guys, get in the transfer portal, and gals, they just go to another level of school, and it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it's just the style, but also sometimes just go down half a level. Who cares? It's still Division I basketball. You're still playing. You know what I mean? Then go play. So I'm happy for June. June was a good player. I'm not just saying that to be nice. Skilled player, just got caught in numbers here. You know what I mean? Skilled player, good dude. But yeah, UCLA Gonzaga is gonna be a fun one.
And I found Tennessee is who we beat at Key Arena. Back in 2015.
Yeah, that was probably Rick Barnes' first year or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, it's another quad 1, quad 2 type of game, probably a quad 1. And again, the best analysis I can give people is if we can get out and run and play in the high 70s and above, it bodes our way. Yeah. If it turns out to a game like last year where it's kind of troggy and we're just not fluid at all and the ball's sticking at one side and we're letting the double teams affect us, then that's what they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it should be a fun one, but hopefully we can get out and run and play well.
Just breaking news, but not really. We record this every Monday morning, so we don't have the rankings right in front of us usually. But Gonzaga did go up to number 7 in the coaches poll.
Oh, cool! Nice.
So
good for us.
Broke into the top 10 or further up into the top 10.
Sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, UCLA still not in there, and Kentucky did drop out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so
of course.
The Idaho Central Credit Union Ask Adam question of the week, and a lot of people have sent in this question is about Davis Fogel.
Yeah.
And
The perimeter will be right back after a word from our sponsor.
It's time for Home Team Rewards. Zag fans, get your Bulldog branded ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card, the only card where you can earn rewards for everyday purchases while giving back to Gonzaga University. Choose from a Visa Rewards card with a lower rate or a Premier Rewards card with maximum rewards. With no annual fees, card control, and next level security, you can spend smart from tap to app. Zags, rejoice! Find your card at iccu.com/gozags on approved credit.
And they love your take on, do you think Davis Fogel will break into this rotation?
I think there's a chance, right? I think he has a chance to, because it's tough. Here's the way I look at him. He's a top 40 kid. I think and this is not just me saying it to say it, I think he's a legit pro prospect 3 years from now, 2-3 years from now. Corey Kispert was the same way. Julian Strother was the same way.
Yeah.
We're like, that looks different, but it's not ready yet. And that's what I mean by him. Okay. Yeah. I just think that the reason he's not in that situation now, it's not because of lack of talent or Coach Few's having the view or the understanding of what the talent is. It's just the guys in front of him are 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's really tough in that spot to be sitting there and be like, well, why isn't this guy playing? Like, okay, who are you going to take out?
Right.
Tyon's playing great. He is. I mean, there's some good and some bad, but there's way more good than there's bad. And I hate the word used bad, but just mistakes. That's what I'm trying to get at. Adam Miller shot it good enough, and he's a fifth-year senior. He was a former 5-star.
Yeah.
Big, strong kid, 21. Steele Venters has shot it great lately.
Yeah, he's been amazing.
Yeah, he had 4 threes against North Florida. He had 4 against Maryland. He shot it good against Alabama as well. Nobody shot it good against Michigan, right?
Right.
So he's starting to shoot it like the way that we wanted him to and understood before 2 years of heartbreaking injuries.
Yeah.
And then there's another part where you're going to like take his spot when he's had what has had to happen to him and stuck with it. Right. That's there's a human aspect to it. And then it's like, well, you can't put him in Jalen Warley's spot. It's another thing. 20. So again, Davis is a terrific talent. I love when he goes in there and gets buckets.
Yeah.
It's awesome because he has a scoring knack. He has a lot of shit to his game. He's super athletic. He'll become a better shooter. He's not like lights out now, but he's not terrible. So that's not what I'm saying. But it'll tighten up. When you want to be a pro, everything's got to tighten up. He'll tighten the screws on that. Super long. He's wiry, strong. Has a pull up game. He's got shit to him. He's like talking shit to guy. I like that. I love it. I just think it's one of those spots where there's just the guys in front of you are all veterans, and you'll have the keys to the perimeter, whatever that means, in the next year plus.
Yeah.
Rui didn't play.
Yep.
Okay. Corey played but wasn't very efficient. Julian Strother came off the bench. I think the fans have got to view it in that way. Is he better than they were at this time? Yes, and they would probably say the same thing. Corey was very good. Corey wasn't as fluid as Davis Fogel is now. Corey's going to play 10 plus years in the NBA, but he figured out how to become fluid. He was always a great athlete. He became more fluid, lost weight, way better shooter than he was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same with Julian Strother. Julian Strother wasn't a great athlete, made himself a more stable athlete, and there's a way you can do that. Became a way better shooter, added middle stuff to his game, but he was nothing like that his freshman year. Just think back to it.
Yeah, for sure.
He was kind of just a catch and shoot guy. Okay? So my point is, Davis is terrific, and I'm not just saying this to bullshit it. He's terrific. I think he's a legitimate prospect. Actually, I ran into 2 GMs, one assistant, one regular, one in Vegas at the Players Era, and they asked me who do I like. Obviously, I'm going to talk everybody up, but I said, a kid you should watch in about 2 years, it's Davis Fogel. And they were like, oh, we already, they just like, everybody kind of know, like you have like people in your circle that would be like, well, this kid probably in 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Because they watch high school. Like if you're a good GM, you start understand. But they're like, oh yeah. I've heard of the kid from Eastern or Western Washington and went to like Arizona Prep. One of the Arizona Prep schools. Like, yeah. Like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like he's like, oh, he's a lottery pick now. It's like, oh yeah. So that's my point. So when he comes in and scores like crazy against Southern Utah, like he did last night, which I get, it's terrific. I love it. I laugh the entire time in a admiring way because I'm like, I was similar. I'm not passing this fucker hell or high water, and I'm going to get a bucket. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to do because a lot of kids don't have that. But I think just right now, he's not playing because of just numbers.
Yeah.
Now, I believe this wholeheartedly. There will be a game just like Izzo had last year, or there could be an injury. I hope there's not. That he moves into the rotation, so he's got to be ready to go.
Yeah.
He's got to be ready to go, and he will be. But I've been asked the same. That's why I'm kind of laughing, because I've been asked the same fucking thing at the poker table 10 times in Spokane, and I'm always like, he's awesome. The other guys are awesome too. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It's not nobody's out to get him, and Fewey is just like, well, how does he not see it? I'm like, he sees it. But the guys that he brought in are 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
He's gonna play a ton. We love him. I hope he stays. He should stay. Like he'll get whatever he wants.
I mean, I gotta bet
Braden Huff didn't fucking play.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
And he's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think and it's not, and I'm not laughing in the sense of that I'm like, you idiots. It's just like he's so good. He's really good, man. Love him. He might be a year away before you're gonna play 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like you're saying the same thing. My take is that he's getting an education.
Exactly.
Like he's getting an amazing education in basketball.
100%. Use it to improve. Use it to learn from the guys in front of you. Rui didn't play.
Right.
Rui did not play his freshman year, and he could have anywhere else in the not anywhere else, but there's probably around 300 teams. He probably would have played at 280 more. There have been some other top 25s that they'd have probably been like, no. Hey man, we got 2 All-Americans like he had.
Yeah.
Remember he'd come in at the end of the games and you're like, man, that looks different.
Yeah.
Why? But it was just like, hey, you gotta wait your turn, bud.
Definitely.
I think that's just what it is.
Definitely.
And it sucks in the sense that, from his standpoint, not in a bad way, but like obviously, but I think he comes from a basketball background. He went to a prep school. Like I said, and this is not me bullshitting. Like I've been on this. I've done this 5 years now. I've done the radio 7 or 8. I give praise, but I don't say when guys are like, I think they're like pro prospects just because,
right? Just
to be nice. He legitimately is. If he continues to get better, get stronger, it's obviously got to add stuff to your game every year. But you look at the frame, you look at the skill set, you look at the hop around the rim. His stroke looks fine. It'll get tighter, like I said. And he was a top 40 kid. Okay, so there's pedigree. You're like, okay, he's checking boxes. Now you got to, okay, now here it becomes. The pyramid gets smaller. He's a good player.
Yeah.
But again, I've been asked that fucking question so many freaking times in town, and I give the same answer. So yeah, he's great, man. I love the kid. I really do. I can't wait to watch him when he gets more minutes. Yeah, I think he's scoring bunches. And I'm like, season's still early, guys. Like he could fucking play.
Yeah,
but it's a numbers thing, man.
Totally.
Welcome to pro, quote unquote, pro sports now.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it is. So, like you said, getting education as far as basketball. Seeing what works. And like I said, if I'm him, I'd understand, like, hey, Julian Strother was the same way. Like I said, go talk to Corey Kispert. Corey, his freshman year, did not look like an NBA prospect. And he'd tell you the same thing. Did he have the athletic body? Yeah. But did he have the fluidity? No, he didn't. His hips weren't opened up. He was very straight line drive. It was jump as high as I fucking can, hell or high water at the rim. Now he has all the shit. Yeah. He improved his agility. He lost weight. His shot's not a line drive. He used to shoot a line drive. But did he play a ton that year? No.
Yeah.
But you can see it. That's my point. You're like, okay, now let's take the next step. Stay hungry. So maybe he needs to like get with Corey in the off season, just like on a texting type of deal. But what I've always heard is Davis is a terrific kid. I've been around him a couple times. Terrific kid, great family, great attitude.
Yeah.
So those check a lot of boxes as well. So it's not a shit, man, I should be playing. It's not that at all. So Davis Fogel, big fan. He's going to be fine. Hopefully that answers the questions for people. But that's my take on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and I'm almost 100% I'm right. It's just obvious. There's older guys in front of him, man. Yeah. It's just like, okay. So,
yeah, we don't need to fix something that's not broken either.
There you go. There you go. And that's, again, that. But again, Izzo had a game or a half season or a season saving half. That's what I was trying to get at. Last year against Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Remember? We were getting our ass kicked. I think we were going to have 3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, I don't think that's ever happened in conference since Fewey's been here. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And he comes in because we needed a jolt, and he came in and made an effort. Like, Davis has that ability. Obviously, he's better than him. He has that ability to, like, hey, there might be a game, man, where somebody's not rolling or somebody twists an ankle or somebody has the flu and you're going to get those 12 minutes. Okay, man.
Yeah.
That could happen too.
Yeah.
So, like, he'll be ready. He'll be ready to go, ready to kill. But, yeah, man, okay. I'm glad you got that question out of the way because I'm not kidding. Every time I go play cards or people around town, and they mean well, it's like, well, how come that Fogel kid, man, he's really good. I'm like, yeah, man, he's great.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, man. Just whatever, Coach Few. You know, I said I don't really care.
Well, yeah, we won't have to ask this question again. So.
No. And hopefully, like there's a game coming up where he goes off in a similar fashion that he's done, but like in a non-blowout situation.
Right.
But he hasn't got that opportunity yet. So, but anyway, I appreciate good episode, long one today. Shit, I need extra pay for this one. Voice is getting raggedy, but yeah, thank you for our sponsors. McGillivray Environmental, Idaho Central Credit Union, M4 CPA will be back next week with, was it UCLA and then Oregon coming up or something like that? Campbell, some shit. We played Campbell and then Oregon in Portland. So we'll talk about those games. We'll probably do the Campbell preview. Will be like where they're located.
Yeah,
there's the preview.
They're also the Camels.
The Camels, I actually respect that. You know, the last night North Florida was the Ospreys, and their mascot's nickname was Ozzy, and I was like, oh, his birthday was just a week ago. Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. Yeah. Huddy didn't really think it was funny. I was like, damn, I tried. Ozzy the Osprey. I was like, sweet, dude, no more tears. Anyway,
I love that.
See ya.